All right, guys, welcome back to Discovering Fort Wayne. My name is Caleb Ellington, and we've got
Scott Saylor in the building.
All right, guys, welcome back to our channel. And if you're watching today, you are in for a treat because we're actually going to go into the process of what it takes from start to beginning to make the transition here to Fort Wayne if you're thinking of moving. All right, guys, so step one is watching the video. You did that. You check that off. You watched us. That's step one. Step two, because we don't know who you are, we can't just call you. So you do have to have that courage. I know it can be a little weird at times, but have the courage to send us an email. Our information is on the screen. You can call me. That's my cell phone. Scott's cell phone is on there. So people sometimes call us like, oh, is this really Caleb? Yes. I will answer the phone.
He is a bot. He's a bot.
Hello. Yeah, so that's going to be step two, is you guys got to call or email. And then after that is really the fun part for my wife and I, and for Scott, is that we get to know you. And to be honest, that's the most fun part of this whole process, is we get to know you, know your story, and then coming alongside of you and helping you. So kind of step three is going to be that discovery call. Yeah. We do one, you do one as well. So why don't you tell the people kind of what your discovery call looks like with people that are thinking about moving to Fort Wayne.
Great point. So what Caleb's referring to as far as getting pre-approved, or at least having a conversation about what your financial situation looks like. And guys, unfortunately for us, we know there are people that are check writers. We know there are people that just move here and write a check for the home because they sold their home in some other area. And that's okay. If you're one of those people, proof of funds would be something they would need, but it wouldn't be the same process as getting pre-approved. Now, if you were to look at getting pre-approved, what does that look like? We get on the phone. First of all, we do an introduction call. I try to find out a little bit about you, what your needs are, what your timelines are. We take a full application, literally name, date of birth, social address. We collect documents from you guys. We take those documents, upload those to the underwriter. Once the underwriter has viewed it, they sign off on it. At that point, you're pre-approved and you're ready to house hunt. Yeah. Right? Once you start that house hunting process, that's where we kick the ball back to him. We issue that pre-approval letter. Yeah. We'll put everybody on an email, everybody on a text, and then Caleb and Stacia start showing you homes that check those boxes for you.
And that's the fun part. So you'll get to know my wife. She's not on these videos. Wait.
Are you saying the mortgage part's not the fun part?
That's not fun. No, I mean.
It's not that fun.
Well, I'm just saying, when you're just uploading. You tried to make uploading documents fun when you just gave a little hand signal, like uploading documents. That's the fun part.
It's a part.
So you got to do that, because that helps us. Obviously, my wife and I, we got to know what you're approved for. Again, you got cash. Awesome. Let's go buy a house. A lot of you, most people that do move here, you're getting a mortgage. Again, over $1 million, or you need a $200,000 mortgage, no big deal. Scott's got you. So once we get that back, then that gives us a little bit of a guide for Station. I didn't know, all right, what is your price range? And again, you may have Scott may say, hey, you're pre-approved up to, $450, but you also may look at that payment and say, we want to be closer to $4. That's fine. So when you get that phone call with Station I, we're going to ask you a lot of questions on what is it that you absolutely have to have. It has to have 4 bedrooms. We have 7 kids. We need at least, whatever it is of the must-haves. And then basically, what are some of your hopes, some of your dreams that maybe, doesn't have to have, but we'd like it to have that fenced-in backyard if possible. So we kind of understand all that, and then we, get a very clear idea of what it is that you're looking for. And here's the reason: we don't want to waste your time. Right. There's nothing worse than going to see all these houses and you're like, this is not what I'm looking for. So we want to do a really good job up front of really understanding what you guys want. That way we can be specific in the types of houses that we show you. And then here's the fun part for my wife and I. I mean, my wife does most of the showings. I mean, this is a true statement. We're all different personalities.
She does most of the work.
She does most of the work. No, that's kind of true. I do all the negotiations, all that stuff, but just this morning, she was like, oh, I'm so excited today. I'm like, what are you excited about? She's like, I get to show like 4 houses to this young lady. So she's excited. I'm like, awesome.
And spoiler alert, she makes the best closing gifts.
She's the best.
If you're waiting on him to make you a closing gift,
you're going to I'll probably give you this hat. Oh yeah, I forgot. Here, you want this hat? Good job. You bought a house. My wife does amazing personalized gifts. But anyway, so once we get that discovery call, and then here's the fun part. Like I said, if you're out of state, we have sold tons of houses to people who never saw the house that they bought. Yeah. That may be scary for some of you, and that's okay. Some people fly here. Some people drive here and say, hey, I'm going to spend, we actually have a couple coming in a couple weeks. They're going to spend a week here, and their goal while they're here is to pick out the house. That way they can see it in person. But for some of you who don't have that option, Zoom calls, That way we can show you the house, and we have our phones out there. We're showing you every nook and cranny of the house. And a lot of people have chosen to buy a house that way. So that's that next process, is really looking at the houses, finding out what you want, and then picking one. Once you pick one, then from that process, we put in a purchase agreement. That'll be more me of talking you through the contract, how that works, earnest money, inspections. I will walk you through how all of that works so that you have a really good understanding. We were actually a client of ours. Scott's helping this young lady get a mortgage. Just got her pre-approved, and then it's her first time buying a house. So we also understand some of you have never bought a house ever. And that's where, to be honest, Scott is really, really good, as well as just spending that time on those details that it's, sometimes an hour on the phone of just walking people slowly so they fully understand everything. That way you're not confused about, what's happening and throughout that whole process.
And let me grab this just for a second. So the process of moving cross country can be intimidating, right? Mm-hmm. You couple that with the fact that some of you are first-time home buyers, that you're moving from different state, different city, counties, whatever it may be. A mortgage lender that is doing relocation business, that is a completely different kind of business, right? You really have to get your hands dirty, dig in, because nobody wants to find out surprises after they've moved 2,000 miles away, right? Yeah. We want to make sure our I's are dotted, our T's are crossed, and that's what we do really well. We will take as much of that guesswork out of the process as possible. And to piggyback that, one of the things that we've recently started having a lot of success with, when we have people moving here, not everyone has a job lined up.
Yeah.
When they get here, we've had a couple right now that neither of them, their jobs transfer. So we're trying to find them positions. And we have an outreach program that we have a very good community in the Fort Wayne area, but we're able to help people land jobs, get offer letters to make that move more seamless, make it easier for you guys. But don't hesitate to reach out. And that's what we've heard is we were nervous to send an email. We didn't want to waste your time. Guys, this is what we do all day long. At least 20, 25 hours a week. We're working hard. We're working extremely hard at this. But no, on a serious note, we're here for you. If you reply to us, text, message, email, and we don't get right back with you, there's a time difference, right? We're Midwest, so we're 3 hours behind LA. We're 2 hours, in front of New York. But if you need something, call, text, email. But we don't know what questions you have, and we don't know what information to provide if we don't hear from you.
Yeah. So like Scott said, so that's that first step. And then once we find the house, we're going to put in a purchase agreement. Say, hey, here's how much we want to pay. That's where I come in. I'm negotiating on your behalf, helping you get the house at the best possible price. Really good at that, I would say. It's what I love doing and enjoy doing. And then in that process, right after that, we get that pre-approval, then you will send out, the appraiser. So once you talk about then that next step is you have to, from the bank, an appraiser has to go out.
Yep, correct. So once you're under contract, you have a purchase agreement fully executed is what they call it. At that point, we'll send out disclosures. You're going to sign all your disclosures. Once everything's signed, we'll get the appraisal ordered. We'll send you a link to pay for the appraisal. Title work typically gets ordered by the real estate agents. Yep. And then homeowners insurance is one of the last things that you're going to need. So once we get appraisal, title, and homeowners insurance, you're going to be ready to close on your house.
Yeah. So after the appraisal, then what we do then as well, we'll send out an inspector that will go out there and he will inspect the house. Again, I'd say 90% of people get inspections. There are some that hey, it's good. I've walked through it. I feel confident. That's fine. It's totally up to you. I suggest getting an inspection. It's for
my Uncle Rick did inspections.
Yeah, he said it's fine. He said the roof's fine. I can fix that. Yeah. So you got an Uncle Rick that can fix everything. Great, but
bring him.
But if you don't, bring Uncle Rick. But if you don't, having a professional just kind of look at everything. It's more of a general overview of your whole house. They're gonna see what if they can find anything majorly wrong with it. So we go through that process. That's sometimes another process of an inspection process. Like, hey, we'd like you to fix these things. And then we negotiate there. After that, we get the approval from Scott. Hey, the bank says yes, the value there is good. And usually this whole process takes about only 30 days. So from the time we put in that purchase agreement that say, yes, this is the house we want, it gets accepted, inspections, appraisal, it's usually 30 days. And by the time that you actually get the keys to your brand new house. Now, again, there's a couple more nuances in there that we actually have an admin. Her name is Sarah. She's amazing. She's
wonderful.
Yeah, that Scott knows her too. So she actually is on our team as well. So details everything to a T. I'm not the detail-oriented person. That's more Sarah. That's why we have her. My wife is super detail-oriented. But you're going to be blown away. I've had clients say, Caleb, without them, I don't know. I mean, it would be a little rough, but no, I'm just kidding. But they're amazing. So you're going to get emails that say exactly what to do, where to put the money, what your next steps are, what to be aware of. So everything throughout the whole process is, to be honest, I mean, our clients have said this has been very, very easy to move cross country as far as just being able to buy the house. And again, we can even help you with the moving. As far as I'm not moving, I'm not driving the U-Haul to California, but we've helped people. Hey, we know this company, can help you guys out. And like Scott said, we've helped people get jobs here in Fort Wayne, connect people. That's going to be the biggest thing for you guys. And here's the fun part. A lot of the people that have come, we're hanging out with.
Yes.
I mean, we have a cornhole league on Wednesday nights, so some of our clients come to that cornhole league. Some of the clients come to church with us. So it's pretty cool that we get to know a lot of you. And you'll know, if you don't end up hanging out with us, it's because we don't like you. That's
not your fault.
It's not your fault. It's just different personalities. It's your parents' fault. No, we're just kidding. We love everyone that has moved here. It's just, some people obviously got your own lives. But so that's just a little bit of the process of start to ending. Again, that's shortened down for this video. We know you don't want to watch us for 30 minutes straight, but the whole point of this, guys, is just to let you know that there is a process. We've already done this with dozens and dozens and dozens of people from start to finish. So if you're there thinking, you know what, I think I'm at least ready to consider moving, to consider Fort Wayne. Again, watch the rest of our videos to find out if this is the place for you. But let's just start with a phone call. Shoot us an email, shoot us a phone call, and we will connect right back with you as quick as we can. So as always, we love talking about Fort Wayne because it's the city we love, and we hope
it will be your next home.
Let's go.